this whole video is going to be what I think. And I'm not trying to say it's the truth because, I mean, no one really knows the truth. But why is Siege as popular as it really is? You know, I play every single time, and I think, why is it really as popular as it is, to be honest? I mean, is it a great game? Is it the people? And no one really knows. And as someone with a lot, I mean, a lot of hours on this game, I don't know still why so many people play it. And so I was really thinking, and it took me a long time to think about it, but I really came up with a conclusion in my mind that Siege really is the magnum opus of realistic video games. In quotes, I'm putting quotes in the air. And the truth is that whole topic of the magnum opus is really subjective. I mean, everyone could think something differently, but I think it is. And I think it is for a lot of reasons. So I'm going to first take it back, all the way back to 2014, 11 years ago. Ubisoft showed this game that no one had ever heard of, called Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. They had released Tom Clancy games before, like New Vegas 1 and 2, and a whole fucking list I could go on and on about. But Ubisoft decided to show this new game, and it was called Rainbow Six Siege. And the trailer that we got is insane. I mean, you see everything that you could ever think about while watching this trailer. You know, you see tactical talking, breaching through ceilings, all this shit that just is wild for someone at the time to really think about. Because really, I mean, there was like realistic games, but there wasn't anything like really well developed by a big company, you know? So the trailer that they showed us seemed like the fucking coolest thing ever, you know? But I hate to break it to you, but the game that they showed is completely different after the updates and years of playing. You know, take Rainbow's Magic into an example. It wasn't, even though it was an April Fool's update, I mean, everyone knew it was fake, but no one really saw it as, you know, they are literally fucking adding bright pink skins to the game of a quote unquote tactical shooter at the time that people were like, oh my God, like this is going to be like all that, you know, and being slammed by a bright pink Blackbeard is still the funniest thing to this day. And, you know, as I can sit here and I can say, I am one of Siege's biggest fans. I mean, I've been playing it for so fucking long. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Siege is a completely different game compared to other realistic shooters on the market right now. Games such as Escape from Tarkov or Arma. I mean, I can sit here and defend those games with my life just like every single person that plays them does. But Siege in reality is the entry level of a quote realistic shooter. This game, you know, Siege has a concurrent player count of 96,000 what? 96,000 players as of March 3rd, 2025 at 8 p.m. And that's just on Steam alone. Siege in a whole, in the last hour, according to ActivePlayer.io, has 148,000 players, meaning console added 52,000 players hourly. And I mean, this is honestly embarrassing, but I mean, I'm 18 now, and 10 years ago, I got Rainbow Six Siege on my Xbox One, and I remember being so excited to play it. I mean, I've never even heard of this fucking game at this point. And I sat down, I downloaded it, and I played it. And I played it a lot. And I sucked. I mean, I fucking sucked. And but it really brought a light to a game genre that I had never seen before. And, comparing this game to Escape from Tarkov and Arma is really easy. But, because, I mean, Siege is an easy game. But that's what separates it. There are very few games, in my eyes, that get the constant support for 10 years and keeps going and keeps adding players and keeps almost 100,000 players coming back. And the ability and the welcome that this game gives to the people is insane. But, okay, don't take me wrong. I'm not saying the community. I'm part of the community. It sucks. But Siege as a whole is a very entry-level game. I mean, it's super easy to learn. I mean, you can do everything. Yeah, it takes a while. You have to learn how to, like, control recoil, like, learn the maps and everything. And that sucks. But it's still relatively easy to learn. And even though my team can still manage not to get more than one kill in a ranked game, it still proves that this game is relatively easy for players that want to learn these, whatever you want to call it, these milsim shooters or these realistic shooters. So, and the one thing that I can see, that I can stand by, and that I love that Siege implemented was having to reach level 50. And level 50 is like, it's not like crazy hard to do. I mean, I'm like level like 230. And it used to be level 25, but now it's 50 before people have to reach and play the most gruesome, horrible game mode ever known to man. And that's ranked. I mean, but I can say ranked is like crack. No matter how much I say, and I can sit down and be like, I'm never playing this game again. I'm never playing ranked again because I get fucking slammed. I will always come back. And I know I sound like fucking William Afton, but it's the truth. And in my eyes, that's because there's a thing called the RP system, Jesus Christ, which makes people feel the need to keep playing, feel the need to keep growing and playing these ranked matches to reach a rank, that is nice and fits your like play style. And playing Siege daily and playing for 15 hours a day and all that shit sucks. You never want to I can't manage to play more than fucking 5 games without like wanting to hang myself. Excuse me. Sorry. But I really started thinking last time I was playing, what really turned this game around? Because I remember at the end of year 8, year 9, there was a point where Siege seemed to be a dying game, losing mass amounts of players, and all of 2022 was a dark time for the game. Losing more players than it gained every month. But while people were leaving, there was one specific person that became to get really, really, really popular. And he primarily plays Siege. And, he started an uptick in players. And players came back. Players felt like they wanted to play this game more and more every single day. And this didn't really just bring back Siege to what it was, but also brought a whole new group of people to the game. And I mean, everyone that plays Siege nowadays knows who Jinxie is. I mean, that's pretty much a household name in Siege community. I mean, his mannerisms, his jokes, everything was kind of what the Siege community needed, to be honest. I mean, no one really saw this as something to look forward to, but maybe it's what the game needed. And, it was. Siege kind of came back on the map. But I'm going to stop glazing on Jinxie now. Siege boomed. And from my personal experience, I was starting to find ranked games in mere seconds rather than the minutes it was taking me for a while. People you played with became more funny, and even if they were just Jinxie clones, Cardiac Johnson deployed, like all that shit, they added a life to the game, and it felt like there was something there that didn't exist before. And, starting in 2025, there was something new, something big. And, 10 years of this game being on the market, and there started to be little hints. The original maps having said X, Siege X, and no one really knew what it was. I mean, you can't sit here and say, oh, I know exactly what that means. And you could be like,
Oh, well, it's the 10th year of Siege, so they're just going to be, like, plastering the 10th year of Siege all over the place.
yeah. Well, you're wrong. During the Siege Invitational in 2025, the devs announced something. And it was scary. Scary for people like me who have been playing the game since it came out. They announced Siege X. They didn't say what it really was going to be, but they said that there was going to be something, and there was going to be an announcement March 13th, 2025. And everyone, really couldn't wait. I mean, I remember, I'm acting like it wasn't like 20 days ago, but I remember watching TikTok and just seeing Siege posting these little hints, these subtle little things leading up to this thing. And, they announced who was co-hosting the streams. And it's the man I was just glazing on. It was Jinxie. I mean, and there was many, many, many famous people. Like Meaty Marley, Narcoleptic Nugget, and Yo Boy Roy were just some of the names. And the Siege X reveal really gave us something to look forward to. I mean, they are literally rehauling the whole entire game. But why does that matter? Siege is a productive game as it is. But times are changing. Games die. And they really don't want this game to die. Because it really is the entry-level game to, quote, realistic shooters. And, they're really pushing towards being friendly to those entry-level games. I mean, the free-to-play aspect that they're adding, I mean, the whole game is going to be free. The only thing that's going to be behind the paywall is ranked. And not everyone needs to play ranked. I mean, not everyone has the mental capacity to play ranked. And I feel in itself, it's something that the Siege community wants. And, as everything keeps coming out, Siege X talking about everything, announcing the new game modes, the new everything, I think everyone's not saying it, but I think they're really happy. And I know everyone's going to continue to watch it under an eagle eye. Everyone cares about what is going to happen to this game. But from this game that was I'm not going to say a small project because it's a AAA developer, but this project that they showed at E3 that seemed to be the next step really showed what Ubisoft can do, how they can make a great first-person shooter. Because honestly, and like I said in the title of the video, this is the magnum opus of realistic shooters.